Welcome to Sunderland Sounds Family Adventures, episode number 3, where we take you on our quick winter getaway to Woodstock in Kingston, New York, an area that we've loved for many years and now have had the opportunity to capture some of our adventure. The good times start on Tinker Street in Woodstock. As we made our way up Leland Helm Memorial Boulevard with the cultural affect of Woodstock the festival, but also the music of the band and the Grateful Dead in mind. We enjoyed some of the boutiques and the shops, and certainly the food options in town, including Bread Alone here, that had excellent pastry options, fantastic high-end coffee, fantastic tea, and the opportunity to just kind of hang out in an area that had poets and musicians and artists having nice conversations. Next stop was Happy Life, which was the original Cafe Espresso, where Bob Dylan did a good chunk of his songwriting. You see the shot of Jerry here, Bob, and then some of the songs he wrote here, some of his most famous, including Mr. Tambourine Man and Subterranean Homesick Blues. The Elvis poster that is at the location shows the 5th stop on his tour in Hartford, Connecticut, which actually never happened because he died right before the tour started. This is Love Wild Design, an LGBTQIA plus boutique that is super supportive and welcomes allies like our family to learn more. Here's some of the oddities that we saw at the thrift shops and the stores along the way on Tinker Street. Very vibey. Galton Notebook, awesome stop, one of my favorite bookstores. Had the opportunity to chat with a bunch of folks about a bunch of different literature and current writers and the world of Substack as well. Two of our favorite places for food, Oriole Number 9, which is an eatery about midway up the street, as well as the Mud Club here, which has that shack in Canada kind of vibe, where it's a barn that's actually converted into a restaurant and a bar. Highly recommend both locations. And we went in the winter, so it was covered in snow and super cold, but we still had a blast. And you'll notice the Woodstock vibe is the original Woodstock vibe. There's no mention of Fred Durst or any of that crap. So we actually stayed in Kingston. Beautiful town. Very vibey, very progressive, very cultural. And Cass and Mom had the Polar Express experience. You can see the joy on her face. And the Polar Express experience was very positive. They really did put on a show. As you can see Cass enjoying it, and they really made it authentic and as close to the movie as possible. We're very lucky to have timed it right, to have been able to attend. It's relatively affordable, and the kids get to participate. You do get a train ride that does eventually end up at Santa's house, and Santa and his crew do board the train to meet and greet and enjoy the spirit of Christmas. Rough Draft Books, one of my new favorite finds, right in the heart of Kingston. A fantastic bar/bookstore combination, which really ended up being a community hang, where folks congregated to enjoy coffee, read books, check out murals in the surrounding area, and some of the old buildings that actually date back to before the Revolutionary War, including this particular building. We spent many hours here and enjoyed it. As we made our way down towards the waterfront that night, we chose Savona's as our restaurant, looking for some classic Italian fare. It was exactly that, and we were lucky enough to get a little bit of background on the history. Amy took advantage of the fantastic drink offerings, and we were happy to see that this was a haunt for Billy Joel back in the day. A couple gratuitous food shots. We highly recommend Savona's as well. Stockade District is awesome. As you read some of these placards, you'll realize the progressivism and the intent of evolving society in some of the signs that exist, not only around the buildings, but on the shops themselves. The Christmas vibe was fantastic, the lighting of the town as well. We loved the vintage shops. This particular one is Decades on Broadway. Awesome art, awesome clothing, lots of art that spoke. Lots of vintage art, old newspapers, the kind of thing that we love to see. A little bit of Banksy-inspired art here. Half Moon Books, also a fantastic bookstore that is unfortunately closing soon. They did, however, encourage you to write a note, and so Cassidy wrote this one, which we love. We were super proud of that. And then, of course, I have to hit the record store. I'm an avid vinyl collector, as anybody who knows me knows, and so I had to spend time seeing what the local haunts looked like, and Rhino Records did not disappoint. Of course, we ended it off with some hot chocolate at the Hampton Inn in Kingston, where we stayed. We loved the visit. We highly recommend a trip out there. And if you've watched this and you've gotten this far, leave us a comment. Let us know what you think. Certainly subscribe and tell us what we missed. Tell us what we should check out. Tell us what you liked and what you didn't like. And we look forward to seeing you in episode number 4, our trip to the Sonoran Desert in Arizona.